Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what's happening right now could be one of the most significant moves in the NFL this offseason, especially for the Steelers and the AFC North as a whole. Rumors are swirling around the league about a blockbuster trade that could reshape the division's landscape, and it involves none other than Chris Jones, the dominant defensive tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, you heard that right. The Chiefs, fresh off a complicated rebuild after a tough 2025 season with injuries and roster shakeups, are reportedly considering trading away their star defensive lineman, Chris Jones, in a move that could send shockwaves through the NFL. Sources close to the league suggest that the Chiefs are looking to free up around $25 million in cap space by moving Jones. The Chiefs, currently sitting at about $3.6 million in available cap room, are trying to make strategic moves to bolster their roster, especially on the offensive line, where they've been allowing way too many sacks, 28 in total last season. The Chiefs are also eyeing cap flexibility to extend Patrick Mahomes' contract and sustain their window for a Super Bowl comeback, especially after a season where their defense struggled to contain high-powered offenses. Moving Chris Jones, a cornerstone of their defense since he entered the league, seems like a bold but calculated step for Kansas City's front office. Now, for the Steelers, this potential trade could be nothing short of a game-changer. Pittsburgh's defensive line has been aging, with Cam Hayward at 36, still providing veteran leadership but no longer the dominant force he once was, and players like Larry Ogunjobi doing their best to fill in the gaps. But make no mistake, adding a player of Chris Jones' caliber would instantly elevate this already solid Steelers defense into an elite unit. Jones is not just any defensive tackle, he's a game wrecker, a player who can change the course of a game with a single play. Over his career, he's compiled an eye-popping 75. 5 sacks, forced 12 fumbles, and in the 2023-24 season, he posted a PFF grade of 91. 8, an indicator of consistent excellence. Even in a down year with some injury issues like his shoulder strain in Week 5, Jones still managed to rack up 16 sacks in 11 games, proving that he's still among the best at his position. What makes this move even more intriguing is the reported trade details. Kansas City would send Chris Jones to Pittsburgh in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2027 NFL Draft. That's a serious investment, but one that could pay off handsomely for the Steelers. Imagine a front four with Watt and Jones, creating relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Watt, who had 12 sacks last season, would have a complementary partner who can disrupt the pocket, collapse the line, and open up opportunities for the linebackers and secondary. This duo could push the Steelers' sack total to well over 50, maybe even 60 if everything clicks. The impact on the Steelers' pass rush would be immediate and substantial, likely boosting their pressure rate by at least 20%, surpassing the current 35% and bringing them closer to the elite league standards. But it's not just about sacks. Chris Jones excels at disrupting the run game, and that's crucial for Pittsburgh, especially given their struggles in stopping the run last season, allowing an average of 120 yards per game. His presence inside would stretch blocking schemes, freeing up other defenders and making the Steelers' defense more versatile and unpredictable. When you have a player like Jones commanding double teams, it creates opportunities for the linebackers and secondary to make plays, both against the pass and the run. And let's not forget the psychological boost this would give the team. The Steelers are known for their gritty, hard-nosed defense, and adding a superstar like Jones would send a message loud and clear. Pittsburgh is serious about reclaiming their spot at the top of the AFC. With the AFC landscape shifting, especially with teams like the 49ers making similar moves and building dynasties around stars, the Steelers need to stay aggressive. A dominant defense can carry a team deep into the playoffs, and Chris Jones could be the X factor that pushes Pittsburgh from playoff contender to Super Bowl favorite. Now, talking about the bigger picture, this trade could have ripple effects beyond just the defense. Pittsburgh's offense, led by Kenny Pickett, has been showing promise, but they need a strong defense to complement their efforts. With Jones in the lineup, the Steelers could see a significant reduction in opposing points per game, which last season hovered around 23.9. An improved defense combined with a steady offense could translate into more victories and a higher seeding come playoff time. The AFC is stacked. Teams like the Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, and even the Jaguars are all vying for the top spots, but Pittsburgh's potential acquisition of Jones might just give them the edge they need to compete at another level. And let's not forget the historical context here. The Steelers have always been about building through strong, strategic moves. Think back to past trades like Khalil Mack's move to the Bears. That trade set off a chain reaction, elevating the Bears' defense and helping them contend for a few seasons. If Pittsburgh manages to land Chris Jones, it could be the start of a new era, one where they're not just playoff contenders but perennial Super Bowl contenders. The team's front office has shown a willingness to make bold moves in the past, and this could be their biggest yet. Now, what about the fan reaction? Well, Steelers Nation would be buzzing. The idea of adding a player of Jones' caliber, especially in the prime of his career at just 29 years old, is electrifying. It's the kind of move that gets fans dreaming of another Super Bowl run, especially as the team continues to build around young talent like Pickett and the rising stars on defense. This move could also motivate the entire roster, knowing the front office is serious about winning now and making bold moves to cement their legacy. Of course, there are questions and challenges too. The logistics of the trade, the salary cap implications, and whether Kansas City is truly willing to part ways with Jones are all factors to watch. But if the stars align and Pittsburgh can make this happen, it would be a seismic shift that could define the franchise for years to come. The AFC North would never be the same, and the Steelers would be back in the conversation as a top-tier team with a defense that strikes fear into opponents. In summary, the potential acquisition of Chris Jones by the Steelers isn't just a rumor, it's a game-changer. It's a bold move that signifies Pittsburgh's intent to contend now and establish a new dynasty. The impact on the defense, the team's playoff prospects, and the division's power dynamics could be profound. The Steelers have always been about resilience, grit, and smart strategy, and if they pull off this trade, they'll be adding a player who embodies all those qualities. This could be the start of something special, a new chapter in Steelers football that fans will be talking about for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Chris Jones could be the piece that pushes Pittsburgh over the top? Would you trade a first-round pick for a player like him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, this is a team built on passion, resilience, and a relentless desire to win. So stay tuned, because I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest Steelers news. Let's go Steelers!